Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
And happy Easter to those listeners who celebrate, though it was yesterday, if you're listening on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The day
and if you're listening in July, then you're way off and haven't been listening on time.
But don't worry, happy Easter anyway.
You know.
Easter in July.
I hope the Easter Bunny was good to everybody.
He was. Lots of chocolate.
Lots of chocolate.
Yeah.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail.
Some people
Are you
don't
going to stop me?
Well, some people probably don't want to listen to you.
Hippity hoppity.
This is why I didn't stop you. You see that? That's why I was waiting for you to finish.
Whatever.
Okay.
We hope that Easter was good to everyone, in all sincerity.
In all sincerity. Happy Easter. Or happy whatever day you're listening to this. Have a great day.
And if you don't celebrate Easter, then be that way.
Happy, I don't know. Happy normal time in March or April. Okay. Anyways. A big thing that I feel like Mark and I hear a lot of when people are planning their Disney trips is that of attractions, mostly, but also shows. Now, a lot of people get distracted, I think, by the attractions because there's so many of them, and lightning lanes and all of that jazz. And I think some of these shows can be a little overshadowed because they are quite amazing.
Yeah, I think that a lot of theme parks in general, you go to a theme park to ride rides.
Right.
Not necessarily to watch entertainment.
Right.
Because it's usually pretty hokey entertainment at most places.
Yeah.
Like, you go to Six Flags, like, entertainment stinks.
I don't know. Those commercials that they used to have
with the old dude
pretty
dancing.
hype me up, yeah.
Yeah, but the entertainment itself, it's like stupid.
I honestly don't even know if I've ever seen a show
stupid,
there.
like, magicians that don't, like, pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Oh. They're just, like, random acts instead of, like,
they pull, like, a gerbil.
performance.
Like, they can't even pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Geez.
Like, it's pathetic. Like, it's magic that I could do.
Right. So it's not like an actual themed, like, actual show performance storyline, sit down and watch this whole thing. It might just be, like, little acts. That's what we like to call a...
Short of a place like Dollywood where, like, you have, like, actual, like, Dolly Parton's, like, family, like, up on stage with their banjos and their jugs and you know, like, actually, like, singing beautiful music. Like,
yeah.
Most theme parks, entertainment stinks.
I was going to say it's more like a vaudeville show.
Yeah.
At other things where it's just kind of, like, random acts put together that makes, like, a big show. Or, like... things that maybe don't make a lot of sense.
At Disney, though,
you
were going to get world-class entertainment.
Right.
Not only rides.
That could be, and are, in some cases, standalone shows outside of the parks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to get a full Broadway show because kids aren't going to sit through a full Broadway show.
Right. No.
But you may get a very good 25-minute show.
That is Broadway caliber. You know, with
sure,
the singing
some
and
of
the performing and the
yeah.
talent that's being done. And, you know, a show comes in mind that we might talk about later that has some of that.
But each one of the 4 parks has some sort of show. And these differ from actual live performers on stage to some with live performers and animatronics.
Right.
And some just like movie shows. But even the movie shows are pretty impressive. I'm thinking about like an Epcot. Like if you go and you watch like the movie in the Canada Pavilion. Like,
Surround.
Is it super crazy, like, special, like, it's going to blow you away? No. But it's a solid piece of entertainment for a few minutes, and you know what? You learn something, too.
Yeah, comedian guy, too, right? He's funny. Isn't it that guy?
Short?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him. And just the screen itself, like, they're always, you know, trying to up things. You're not just sitting in front of a random, you know, projection screen. You're in a room, a circular room, and the screen is a 360 screen. So wherever you look...
Yeah.
That's a cool perspective thing, too.
And then you have other shows that incorporate animatronics, and then you have shows that are literally just live performers on stage.
So that's a good thing to mention, that for this episode, when we talk about shows, we're including anything that is considered a show via Disney World and fireworks shows. So anything that, yes, you're inside a theater necessarily,
And
but it could be
specialty holiday
and
entertainment, too.
specialty holiday ones. Because there are shows that only pop up certain times a year.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, this is just our opinion. No one come for our heads.
Or do. You know
Or
what?
do.
People want to fight these days. People always, like, get, like, very offended by everything.
I mean, if we miss one,
and, like,
I mean, we're not going to miss one. We're going to talk about all of them. But,
you know what? It's our perspective. You don't like it. Tough. You know what I'm saying?
But let us know after this, towards the end, what your top 5 are. There's a lot. We could do a top, what is it, like 12? A ridiculous amount.
Yeah, you could do a whole bunch of them.
We're just going to stick with a top 5.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's...
Yeah, and you don't like it? Well, guess what? You're wrong. Like, that's all.
Well, to me, I'm interested to see what you have, Mark, because we have not seen each other's lists. Well, you saw mine.
I saw your list.
But I did not see his.
You have no idea what I have
I have
on my
no
list.
idea what he wrote.
I keep it close to the chest, folks. You don't want to, like, show
Yeah.
your cards before it's actually time.
Don't make me start singing Hamilton. Because I will.
Nobody wants to hear that.
All right,
they
well,
already
just-
had to listen to me sing about Peter Cottontail, this stupid bunny hopping down the bunny
Hamilton
trail.
is better than that.
Anyways.
So,
these
do
are
you
in
think
order of
that
our
we
top
should
5, by the
start
way.
at the bottom
Oh, yeah, we should start
and work our way up
ascend.
at 5?
Yes.
And
We are going to
ascend
do these
up.
in ascending order.
Okay.
Big word there for folks at home. Ascending.
Okay, well, I want to go first.
Starting at number 5.
Starting at number 5. For me, no one come after me, but it's one of my favorite ones. It's for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration.
Let it go.
I
Let it go.
cry. Okay, first, let me tell you something.
Can't
if you haven't
hold
seen
it back anymore.
Shh. It's my turn. You can get your number 5 in a second. I'm going to pitch my number 5. This show is, like in its title, about Frozen. But I have to tell you, besides the amazing singing that goes on, your 2 narrators of this show,
Historians.
Arendelle
historians.
yes, are absolutely hilarious. I love them. I hope that they are the same way outside of that show because I would want to be their best friends. And they are so funny. And there are adult jokes hidden in there that go right over the kids' heads. But it is absolutely hilarious. The first time I saw this, I'll say that I went in like, I'm just trying to get out of this heat. I just want to sit down in some AC. I ended up crying. Though I mostly do cry at a lot of shows. So
I think you're going to say that for all of
that's
these.
not very surprising that I cried, but I was surprised when I went in and I cried because I was laughing. Then it was Let It Go, and there was Bubbles and Snope.
Snope is the proper term, yes.
Sorry, Snope. It was amazing, and I definitely
What do you
went
mean? No. Elsa made it snow in the theater. It's not Snope, it's actual snow.
Elsa made it snow. Tears. And I think what made it even more emotional for me wasn't even just like, I usually cry when people sing live. I don't know if that's an actual thing that other people...
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe because I dance and I'm a performer too, that I get like their nerves for them. And I just think they did a really good job. But watching all the kids sing and their little amazement on their faces and they're singing along, and it's just the most magical thing they've ever seen in their entire lives, really just sealed the deal for me. I was also singing along, and Mark told me on multiple occasions that I had to be quiet. But it's in the title. Sing along.
It is a sing-along. Some people shouldn't sing along.
Well, I do.
I'm just saying.
So, all right. I'm really curious to hear your number 5.
I will say, to your point, this is a neat show. It's good for kids, especially if they're into Frozen, obviously, and they know all the songs and they want to sing along. The historians who take you through the whole thing are quite funny. You get to see your standard people, Anna, Elsa,
characters.
the dude
Olaf.
there, I want to say Sven, but
It's
that's the
Kristoff.
reindeer, Kristoff, that's his name. Dads, heads up, you may want to skip this one if you can't stand, like, Olaf singing about summertime, or, like, do you want to build a snowman? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we're going to sing
wanna,
all the songs.
You're going to go through them all. So just be ready for that. Earplugs are suggested if you're not into that. Anyways, my number 5
I want to hear it.
is the Candlelight Processional. This
Well, I'm
is
surprised that that's number 5 for you.
One of my favorite shows
I thought
that
it would
I've
be
never
higher on your
actually
list.
seen in person.
Good old YouTube.
We have never been at Christmas time, but I will tell you, just watching the videos on YouTube, it's an incredible show. A full orchestra, a beautiful choir with the Voices of Liberty at their center, with cast member choir along, a celebrity narrator reading the story of Christmas.
It's a big deal.
You know,
a lot of people get a little crazy
they
about
bring
this.
out all of the trappings. It's all your favorite traditional Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you all, but you know what? Some of these new Christmas songs, they drive me nuts. They annoy me. All they play on the radio is the new Christmas songs. I want some good traditional Christmas songs like "Oh Come All Ye Faithful," you know, and "What Child Is This?" and "Oh Holy Night." Like, I want that good traditional Christmas music.
there are some really good renditions of those songs that are out there by...
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about, modern remakes of that. I'm talking about, if I have to hear about rocking around the freaking Christmas tree one more time, I may lose my mind. So anyways, these are your good traditional Christmas songs. It's accompanied with the story of Christmas and the birth of Jesus, read by a celebrity
in the American
narrator.
Pavilion Theater.
In Epcot.
In Epcot.
Part of the Festival of the Holidays.
It is free.
Absolutely.
Though it's hard to get into.
Beautiful, and it's going to tug at your heartstrings.
Plan ahead.
You know, it's going to hit you in the feels, man. It's going to hit you in the feels. If you do not feel anything by the end of it, you do not have feelings.
Just no feeling.
You have no feelings.
You're numb.
In you. Candlelight Processional, number 5 for me. Number 4, Rachel.
Number 4 for me is Festival of the Lion King.
No. This low?
All right, this was hard, but then once we put in seasonal things, this would have been higher. Okay. But once we put in seasonal shows,
make your argument for Lion King.
Lion King is amazing. It happens to only... It always happens that they're coming to do this festival on the day that you go to Animal Kingdom.
It's amazing.
Weird.
And they do it 5 times a day, too.
Weird.
How does that happen?
I don't know, but they do.
It's almost like it's planned that way.
Everything in this. I mean, if you've ever seen The Lion King on Broadway, you know that they have the larger-in-life animals and all that stuff. This has a Disney twist on it. Definitely more kid-friendly as far as... The actual Broadway show is a little more artsy looking, definitely meant for the stage, but this has still larger-than-life animals, all your favorite characters, great costuming. We have the bird lady, that's what she's just called.
Those in the know.
Those in the know.
You know.
She's the bird lady, who does great aerial dancing, and she flies. You have the tumble monkeys, who are hilarious.
And very talented.
Those are the gymnasts who do some trapeze work, but then also just do bars and flip around because they're monkeys. They just climb all over the place. They never stop. Again, I have cried during the show. Not for the reasons that you would think. Not because of the actual show itself. But again, just seeing the kids. I think it is... You see a lot of girls singing along to things in other shows, like little girls. This is one for the boys. I think little boys get very enthralled in this. There's flipping. There's fire. There's all these cool things. They're just like, whoa, this is cool. So one of the last times we went, there was this little boy, and he was, I don't know what he said, but he was like, it's Simba. He was like, it's him. He's here. And I cried. I was also pregnant for our son at that time. So maybe it was the hormones. But I think that it can fluctuate. It can fluctuate for me.
Okay.
Depending.
So Lion King
but
number
I guess
4
it's
for you.
4 right now.
I'm going to withhold my commentary until I put it in its rightful spot.
Oh,
but
jeez.
Number 4 for me is going to be a special seasonal thing that only happens at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm putting it number 4, Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. This show is a stage show right in front of Cinderella's castle that happens. The Sanderson sisters come out and they put on a little party, and some of your favorite or most infamous villains are going to join you for this party. You get some great musical numbers. You get
all the villain numbers, all the villain songs, which I feel like are very underrated.
Not all of them.
Well, not all of them, but
quite a few good ones.
Good, yeah. So the ones that really come out.
Dr. Facilier is going to sing
Oogie Boogie.
a little bit about, his friends on the other side. Oogie Boogie is going to come out and have a good time, You better pay attention because he's the boogeyman. And then, of course, you're going to have to put a spell on you. Because it's the Sanderson sisters. And Winifred has to sing it. So this is a solid show. There's some pyrotechnics involved in this. And I think that it's like a 20-ish minute show.
Well, not before it. Before the fireworks. And Jack Skellington is also there.
Yeah. We're not talking about the fireworks,
I know. I'm just saying. I feel like they're all in one.
But this is a very solid show. It's great entertainment. A little bit of live music. Winifred is going to actually sing. Mm-hmm. I put a spell on you. Not all of it is live music.
Yeah, not all of it
portions are.
But
and it's just a really entertaining, fun show, and it'll put you right in that villainous Halloween mood at the not so scary Halloween
especially
party.
If you like Hocus Pocus, like most of us do. I feel like if you like Halloween.
Yeah. It's kind of like a cult classic that I don't really understand why it became a cult. Well...
Because it is. Anyway, remember what you said in the beginning? Oh, well, you're wrong.
Ooh. Tough.
Well,
what do you have at number 3?
This goes into my number 3, which is Hocus Pocus.
So tell us about why you like it.
I love it because the acting is phenomenal. I think the Sanderson sisters are amazing. I think their voices are amazing.
That is a good point. The Sanderson sisters are pretty on point in this show.
I mean, like, they
look the part. They sound the part. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
Good point.
All of their little quirks that they have as characters in the movie come out. You get your, famous little lines that come out, like, amuck, 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 amuck. Like, if you like Hocus Pocus, you have to see this show, and you have to go during Halloween. That's just it. I've always been a fan of the villains just because I feel like they don't get any of the spotlight. Like, we went to that Mickey Heroes and Villains night.
They're not supposed to. They're the bad guy.
Well, Maleficent is also in the show, and she's my favorite. So
she's a bad guy.
But she's my favorite bad guy.
She shows up to a baby's birthday thing.
All right.
And throws a hissy fit because she wasn't invited.
Have you seen Maleficent?
That's all crud made up to try to make her look better. She showed up to a birthday party.
We all have trauma, Mark. We all have trauma. She turns into a dragon. She's the best villain.
She has Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. Mm-hmm. Beautiful Sleeping Beauty.
Yep.
Touch a spinning wheel.
She just sleeps.
Needle. And puts her to sleep.
She's just sleeping.
Horrible. And she hangs out with those weird looking like orc things. Disturbing.
But she's the realest one. She calls them all imbeciles, which I think is really funny.
Wrong. Well, Scar also says I'm surrounded by idiots.
Yeah.
So that's definitely accurate for him, too.
Anyways, she's my favorite one. She turned into a dragon. I think she's really cool, but whatever. Someone will agree with me out there. I know it. Someone will.
Let us know if you agree with her.
Let me know.
Yeah.
But she has an actual speaking role part in it, which is really cool.
She does.
Sometimes, like, in the villain parades that happen sometimes on special nights and, like, Halloween, she's, like, on the back of a float, not even the front.
Her dragon? Hello.
Well, yeah, I like her dragon in the Festival of Fantasy. Yeah, I like her dragon, but I want to see her as not a dragon.
Breathing fire. She caught fire once, too. It's a real story. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see her in human form, which you can do. And she has a speaking role, which is great. So, yeah, that's why it's number 3.
My number 3. Speaking of shows where Maleficent shows up and there is a dragon involved, Phantasmic. This show, folks, this is at Hollywood Studios. It's the Nighttime Spectacular, or Spelltacular if you prefer, show at Hollywood Studios. It's down Sunset Boulevard, down by the Hollywood Tower of Terror. This is a roughly 30-minute show that's incredible. It's going to take you through all of your favorite Disney movies, all your favorite characters, both heroes and villains, because Rachel seems to like the villains.
They're
Heroes and villains. You're going into Mickey's dream.
Imagination.
The actors, actresses in this are incredible.
I have to say, the update that they did do,
updates that they've done are also
amazing.
Incredible.
Because they knew they had to update. I do miss the Pocahontas scene, though, but...
Yeah, you still see Pocahontas, though.
I know,
She's just
but
colors of the wind instead of a
I
battle.
liked it.
And you got the Aladdin scene, which kind of fills in for that. And
that's the part I liked.
Yeah. No more of that.
Yeah, I like the Native Americans.
But now you have Elsa singing "Show Yourself" and like
Moana.
having a outfit change in the middle of it.
I know. That's
and
pretty crazy.
Jumps on water. Like,
and she
come
kicks
on.
it.
Incredible.
I know.
And then we can never understate the most incredible part of the show. Sorcerer Mickey.
The fact that I know Mickey's dance moves?
No.
Oh. I know the choreography. I'm sorry.
She does it all the time.
I do.
Sorcerer Mickey on top of the massive mountain with fireworks going off. If you are not, like, if that's not hitting you in the feels again, you have no feelings.
It's just classic Mickey.
Okay?
You know what?
It is incredible.
I have to say. All right, listen. Listen. Well, now it's my turn because it is my number 2 for me. I do know all the choreography. It is one that definitely puts you. If this to me, okay. Besides my number 1, which we haven't gotten to, this show is like one for me that I have to see when we go.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it is better to do it sooner in my trip because I feel like this like kicks off that I'm in Disney. You know? And some people might think it's the fireworks and all that. For me, it's not. I want to see Fantasmic first and do the wave in the crowd and do all that stuff. For me, it is like the I'm in Disney show. I'm here, I made it, and it makes me really happy. So that's why it's my number 2. Because it has everything. It has the heroes, it has the villains, it has some fireworks, it has projections, it has larger than life things, it has a giant snake, it can be scary a little bit. Maybe for some, maybe just my sister when she was a baby. But it is amazing. So anyways, I tear up with Moana every time. Again, here I am tearing up.
She's literally tearing up.
No, I'm
talking
not.
About it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You liar.
I'm not lying. I can see it in your eyes. It's welling up.
No, it's not.
If there was a camera on this podcast, everybody could see it.
It did well up when I was talking about the Lion King.
Number 2 for me.
Number 2
is in its rightful spot, the Lion King show, Festival of the Lion King. This show is incredible. Just to clarify, right? They're not going to go through the whole Lion King story. This is not that kind of show. They are hitting on all of your favorite songs, though. Yeah. And they're going to do something cool with those songs. So
different
whether
than
it's
the movie.
The Tumble Monkeys with Hakuna Matata, or the flamethrower dude with Scar's
Fire
song,
Twirler, maybe. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Whether it is
Maestro,
the bird.
What's with the music?
Whether it's the bird lady and the bird dude dancing to Can You Feel the Love Tonight. Whether it's just the all-around
Circle of Life.
Awesomeness of the Circle of Life. And then the grand finale, like taking it all home. Like this is a 25-ish minute show that is just going to, from the beginning to end, the talent in this show, from the people who are your gymnasts, your tumble monkeys, to the flamethrower dude, to
I like how that's his name, flamethrower dude,
to the dancing people, to the singers in the show. All of this is actual like live singing. There's 4 singers, 4 troubadours, if you will, who are part of this festival troupe. And they're all incredibly talented. They're going to knock your socks off. Usually the lady that sings It's a Circle of Life, she's going to blow you out of your seat. She's incredible. The people that they get to do these performances, it is incredible. And it is...
Which is why we talk about how the caliber can be Broadway caliber.
Yes.
Like, these are not just, people can kind of sing and they audition for
This
it
is
and they're good
high
enough.
class
No, they're
stuff.
better than good enough. They are it. They are it.
They're incredible.
Yes.
This song, N.E. Man, if you're not getting a little teary-eyed at parts of this,
Again,
you don't have
no
feelings. You don't have them. Festival of the Lion King in its rightful spot at number 2. Before we get to our number ones, I think it's time for some honorable mentions.
Yes, I agree.
There are very few shows in Walt Disney World that are not really good. Whether it is Muppets, whether it is a whole bunch of different things, they're all very good. I think I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Indiana Jones show. This one has been there forever. I don't know that it's been there since Hollywood Studios opened, but pretty darn close.
It's really cool if you're into, especially for like older kids and like adults, if you're into movies and stunts. It
belongs in a museum.
If you're into movies and the behind the scenes stunts and like that kind of stuff, it's really cool. It really is, because you get to see the live. It still makes you nervous, like you're watching the movie. Like you're like, but he's not. And it's like they teach you how to stunt, and we'll save a little surprise for you have to go watch it at the end about what little thing they might have up their sleeve as far as that kind of stuff. I also want to mention that there are a few like animal shows, particularly like the bird show in Animal Kingdom, that are live birds. So if you are really into birds, some people are terrified of birds, but if you are into birds, there are birds flying around that will come out and do some talking, do some tricks. You get to learn about like some of their keepers, things about them as species. So like that's kind of cool. The biggest one that's an honorable mention for me is going to be, sticking with Animal Kingdom, Finding Nemo the musical. Not my fave, but it does have some good bops. I won't lie, but it is longer. But the caliber is Broadway caliber.
In the big blue world. It's all puppeteers, and but these are incredible puppets.
Yeah,
like, this is not like hokey puppeteers. Like these are
These
legit
are
like
amazing.
puppets.
Like I can think of like the jellyfish scene. They're like in the audience and they like come down. Like it is really, really well done. If you
Crush's puppet, incredible.
If you are a Finding Nemo fan, this is definitely for you. It is a bit longer and the seats are kind of uncomfortable.
This is the longest show in Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
In time-wise, it's like 35 minutes. So it is longer, but it does do a very good job of keeping young kids' attention for being that long.
There's bubbles.
Yeah.
Like there's the jellyfish coming down. Like they like come into the audience. So it's very interactive.
Yeah. It's a neat show. Worth it. And it's good for kids.
Yeah.
And final honorable mention. This one is all animatronics, not actually people.
Not my fave.
But the American Adventure.
I thought you were going to say Country Bear Jamboree.
No, that would have been a joke if I said Country Bear Jamboree.
Oh.
The American Adventure. You know what?
Yeah.
Is
it a good show?
Is it over the top Americana? Yes. Is it
Absolutely.
Is it an accurate depiction of American history? Not always.
Sometimes.
But you know what? We
From
don't
a
get
historian
a lot
like
of
yourself.
pride in this country anymore. And you know what? You watch that and you kind of feel good to be an American.
And Walt had a lot of pride, so I think it's a good little testament to him.
It is. And you know what? In this world that we live in today, it's tough to feel good about your country, but darn it, there are things to be proud of.
We've overcome a lot, and it reminds us of that.
America, spread your golden wings and fly across the sky.
I can't. Don't sing that song. You can listen to it later.
Number one.
All right.
What do we got? I think that we're in agreement on this one.
Yeah, we are in agreement on this one.
Should we do like a countdown?
Yeah, let's say it at the same time. Wait, after one?
No.
Or on one? Or
after one.
Okay, ready?
Go.
3, 2, 1.
Happily ever after. To me, this is a no-brainer. This is everything that is right about Disney storytelling, this fireworks show. You have your ups, you have your downs, you have friendship, you have love, you have turbulence, you have villains who try to get in the way, you have triumphant ending.
The underdog coming out on top.
The music is fantastic. Tinkerbell, flies across the sky. Incredible. The pyrotechnics, especially since this has come back.
The upgrade of it, yeah.
The upgrade of the pyrotechnics, the projections, not only on Cinderella's castle, but now down Main Street.
Yeah.
This show is incredible. I said this when Wishes went away, that if you were going to replace Wishes with anything, you'd have to blow my socks off.
It did it.
And by gosh, by golly, they did it. Enchantment, I don't feel the same about, which was, it had a little...
That little inter time there between Wishes and...
100th anniversary.
Oh, yeah, for the 100th anniversary.
It was good.
It was good. It had a lot of, like, those Walt quotes and kind of...
Well, they added that later because they knew that they kind of dropped the ball. And so they kind of like, well, let's add Walt. Everyone loves that.
Everyone will love him.
And then people will feel better about it because now we have Walt Disney in it.
And they were right.
Yeah.
But not as much as...
You fell for it. That's all I'm going to say.
After.
You fell for it, people. Happily Ever After, by far superior to any other fireworks show at Walt Disney World. I may even make a very bold statement. And this is knowing that Wishes, incredible, Illuminations, Reflections of Earth, Epcot's former
R.I.P. I'm still not over it, but it's okay.
That we got engaged after.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm not
That's
over
how much Illuminations meant to us.
Yeah.
That we got engaged after Illuminations. I may make the bold statement that this has been perhaps one of the best fireworks shows to ever be at the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida.
Wow. So if they ever replace this one, it's going to have to just be like...
They tried. This is the reality. They tried to replace it.
With Enchantment.
And people...
Did not like it.
The people spoke.
This is a democracy.
And it came back.
And it bit them in the booty.
That's how good it is.
Yeah.
Okay? The people spoke up and said, no. Give us Happily Ever After back.
Happily Ever After.
And it's back, baby.
It is back. And it's amazing. So if you have the chance to see this...
As much as we cried about Illuminations.
I know. But if you have a chance to see this on Main Street in the parks, do it. There are other ways to watch it in a previous episode, but I really think
Go back and watch our episode where we talk all about this.
But I think one of the main ways to really get it
like it's a video.
Go watch it. Go listen to it. One of the main ways to really capture all of it is to be there in front of the castle. Where is a different story. Listen to that episode. But there are other places to do that outside of Magic Kingdom. But I think to really get the whole feeling and see the projections and really be there in the moment, you have to be right there.
100%.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
I will say this. Almost all the shows that you're going to see in Walt Disney World are good. Mm-hmm. They do a solid job. There are very few. If you go sit through a show, there are very few that I think that you'd go like, that wasn't worth the time. Most of them are going to be very impressive to you. And we haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, the Beauty and the Beast show is incredible. Even something as, like, ridiculous as Muppet Vision or Fill Our Magic. Like, you may think that it's like, but you watch it and you're like, you know what? That was actually pretty entertaining.
That was kind of cool.
And that was good.
Yeah.
Like, is it Happily Ever After good? No. But you know what? It was pretty good. You didn't even
touch Cirque du Soleil.
That's true.
In Disney Springs. We didn't even touch Disney Springs area.
And now they have a new Cirque du Soleil since the pandemic, which is there, which we have not seen.
No,
so
but it looks really
can't
cool.
really speak to it. And also, one little asterisk here. The new Epcot fireworks, Luminous, The Symphony of Us, we have not seen.
Which is why it's not on this list, because we can't.
I literally have not even watched the video of it on
we're
YouTube.
saving.
So
we're trying to be good.
Until we actually
and see it in person.
I don't think that it's fair to make a judgment on it.
And I think it's really hard to watch a video of it and make a judgment on it as well.
Yes, 100%.
So,
however, I will say, this may be unpopular, but I was a big fan of Harmonious, and I was kind of really upset that they got rid of it.
I was too. I liked it. I liked the music. I even liked the barges. Not during the day, but the barges that night were kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, if they had done that the right way that they were supposed to,
I know.
Those weren't supposed to stay in there. But cheapo paycheck, Bob Chapek, don't get me started.
This is what the people are here for. They want to hear your thoughts.
No, I'm not going to go there. But Bob Chapek ruined a lot of things One of which was the original plan, which those barges were supposed to be brought out every night. Like, they would bring out the Epcot ball. Yeah, no. But he was cheap.
He was like, I can just stay there.
He tried to cut edges, and cutting edges led to awfulness that people didn't like.
Yeah.
This is why some people got very frustrated with the Disney company, because of that idiot who tried to run things the wrong way.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about great shows.
You know what? I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Bob Iger is the hero here, but you know what? Gosh darn it, Bob Iger. He's a lot better than the last idiot.
All right.
Anyways.
Well.
Definitely take the opportunity to watch some shows while you're in Walt Disney World. Especially, I would say, try to prioritize these top 5, because I think that with a lot of, I'm not just saying this because I came up with them and Rachel came up with them, but I do think that they'll be well worth your time on a Disney visit.
Yeah, I wouldn't, if I really thought it wouldn't be worth somebody's time, then I wouldn't say it. But if you are a big fan of something else, then I would say if you're a big Muppet fan, go to Muppet Vision 3D, So it does depend on your taste, but these are our personal top 5.
As always, follow us on our social media accounts. Definitely, follow, subscribe, whatever you do on podcast platforms. I don't know what you do anymore. They change the wording all the time. Send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.